Hey guys, so first of all, please don't mind the weird ass angle and don't mind the way that I look. I worked a double yesterday and today is my day off and I don't really feel like getting all beautified. But this video is requested by one of you guys. Somebody messaged me, I think it was on Instagram. It was either Instagram or Facebook. And they asked me to talk about like what a normal day looks like for me when I work in the assisted living section at my facility. So they specifically asked for day shift. Now I have worked all three shifts and the middle shift. So there's like multiple shifts for assisted living, and I will explain that before I get into like what we actually do. So what I'm going to talk about is a typical shift in assisted living for the 6 to 2 shift. At my facility, there are multiple, like I said. There is 6 to 2, 2 to 10, and 10 to 6. Those are the main ones. There are also middle shifts. The middle shifts don't necessarily always just provide patient care. They help with patient care if you need help, but they also do like laundry, help washing dishes in the kitchen during meal times, and they also help with showers. So those people usually come in at like 11 to 7 or 11:30 to 8, something like that. So this is going to be for the 6 to 2 shift. If you guys are curious, like what a typical day looks like for any of the other shifts, like I said, I have worked every single one of them except for the 11 to 7 one. I haven't worked that one. But it's pretty much the same as the 11:30 to 8. So, on to what this video is actually about. So for 6 to 2, usually when I get there, it's around 5:45 because I like to be there early so that I can be prepared for my day. And I clock in first thing when I get there. Then I go up to the front, like office area, and I wait for the night shift CNA, whoever it is, to get done with what they're doing. They're usually changing somebody or getting trash out of rooms when I get there. So I sit in the office and I wait for them so then I can get a report from them, and then I can take their keys, their pendants, and their pager. If you guys are unsure of what a pendant is, it's like the little life alert buttons. We use those in assisted living so then people can call for help if they are not in their room or if they're not by one of the emergency pull cords. They can just hit the life alert style button and it will notify us in the office and then also through our pagers. And then we have a pendant that resets their pendant. So I get those from night shift. And then what I usually do is I go through the book and I see if there's any showers. Because if one of the shower aids is not there, there's usually one there at the time that I come in when it's Monday through Friday. On the weekends, she doesn't work at all. Or at least one of them doesn't work at all on any weekend. But I usually check and see if there's any showers. If there's showers and the shower aid is there, I try not to get those people up and dressed if they need help getting dressed, because usually the shower aid likes to do most of the assisted living showers in the morning. So I try to let her do that. And basically from like 6 o'clock until breakfast, I'm just helping people get up and get dressed that need help, answering call lights, and helping my coworker. Because usually during day shift, there's either 2 or 3 aides. Now there's going to be 3 more consistently, as long as our staffing stays the way it is, because we just need it. So then we serve breakfast. Now, it's difficult because we have 2 separate breakfasts. So there's 7:45 and then there's 8:30. And so I'm basically in the kitchen or running around in the hallway trying to find everybody who needs to be for which breakfast service. I'm trying to get them all down to the dining room. Once they're all in the dining room, we basically help the servers if there's a server scheduled that day. So what we do is we help pass out drinks, whether it's juice or coffee, milk, water, tea. We help pass out drinks. We help pass out like oatmeals or cold cereal. We also help take orders, and we help pass out meal trays. And usually what I do is I try to help like keep dishes going back to the dish room so then they can be washed and everything. And if I have a second, I will run dishes through, depending on how busy it is. So after breakfast is done, I usually have like 3 to 4 people, sometimes more depending on what my assignment is, to toilet. So I do that. And then usually around that time is when I start going back to the office and I look and see who needs laundry done or who has appointments and things like that. If there's any family visits or anything like that, I try to note that down, like which one of my people has things that need to be done during the day. So I usually get a little piece of scratch paper and I will write down, like, I'll make a list that's sectioned. So if there's showers, I'll have like, say, room 1, 2, 3, 4. Those aren't room numbers at my facility, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and those will be my showers. Then I'll section it off for appointments, like if they're going out of the building. So 2 and 3, and then I'll section it off. You get my drift. So then basically during the morning time, there's activities. So the activities department is usually working with them or interacting with them, I guess I would say, throughout the day. So usually what I do after breakfast is I will go around, like I said, make that list and start completing the work. I look for things to do to keep me busy. Sometimes there's not a whole lot to do, especially on the weekends. It's a lot more laid back. Although we don't have as many activity staff that come in on the weekends, so that makes it a little bit harder. When we don't have activity staff that comes in, we are responsible for making sure that they have activities being done. So whether that's turning on a movie for them or, whatever it is, we have to do that. I think day shift is supposed to do 3 hours of activities every day, and evening shift is supposed to do 2 hours of activities every day. So if activities isn't there, it still has to be done. And then basically it's just answering call lights, helping people, finding stuff to do until lunchtime. Lunchtime is basically the same as breakfast. I forgot to say though, for meal times, there are certain people at my facility who get room trays, whether they're on oxygen and can't come out of their room, or, some people are quarantined due to potential COVID exposures or things like that, whatever it could be. Not that we have any COVID in our building whatsoever, but that was just an example. For a reason they might have to be in their room, or if somebody's quarantined because they came from a different facility, like we usually quarantine until there's a negative COVID test if it's a new admission, or somebody's returning from the hospital if they've been gone for a long time. So then after lunch, usually lunch gets done around 1:15, 1:30. And if you leave at 2 o'clock, that doesn't leave you a whole lot of time to toilet everybody that needs to be toileted if you're at a nursing home. However, assisted living, I have like 4 to 5 people, sometimes less, who need to be toileted or need help with it. So that's usually how it goes. And then after you're done toileting and making sure that people have what they need, it's basically just waiting for evening shift to come in. I feel like for me, assisted living, the day shift is easiest. Simply because, one, there's no sundowning, and that's more memory care than assisted living, but we do have some people with dementia in our assisted living, simply because our memory care unit is completely full right now. We have 0 room. So, we do have a couple people who really should be in memory care, but there's no room for them at this moment. So there is some sundowning that happens. I feel like it's easiest because there's also more people to help. So if shit hits the fan, so to speak, there's so many more people than there are on evening shift, and especially on night shift. I feel like I want to make a separate video talking more about like the job responsibilities of our night shift people on assisted living, because it's a lot. And this week, actually, in a few days, I'm going to be working night shift on our assisted living. So I may try to like bring you guys along with me. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that because there is a lot to do. And I'll kind of explain that if I'm able to. So, anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Obviously, I just pause for a second. With after lunch, when 2 to 10 comes in, I try to make sure that they get report unless I'm doubling, which I'll tell them if they have any questions or any issues, then they can come back to me in memory care, because usually when I double, it's like the first half is in assisted living and the second half is in memory care, or vice versa. So anyways, it turned into a longer video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully this answered your question to the person who was more interested in learning about like what we do in assisted living. It's really like, it can get hectic, but it's not as bad as it seems. The only thing I think is, like, if you're a new CNA, I wouldn't really recommend that you do assisted living right away, because I feel like you're going to lose your skills if you work assisted living first. So, I mean, you can take that for what it is, but that's how I feel. And anyways, that's it for this video. Like I said, if you guys are interested in hearing more about like the other shifts, or what a serving shift consists of, or a middle shift, anything like that, or like when I do my other shifts, which is going to be my long-term position eventually when they hire somebody, let me know and I can get that filmed for you as well. And I will talk to you guys again in my next video.